This decade, from 2010 to 2019, was really a great decade of gaming. It started with the Wii, PS3, Xbox 360, went over to the Wii U, the PS4, Xbox One, and now the Nintendo Switch, with upcoming next generation consoles starting later this year. But honestly, this is going to be a top 10 best games of the 2010 to 2019 decade. But I just want to start this video off with a lot of honorable mentions because there was a lot of good games for this decade. So let's start off with 2010 introduced the sequel to Super Mario Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy 2, in my opinion, is not as good as the first one, and it's actually due to the main new gameplay concept, which is introducing Yoshi into the game. But man, the team that brought both Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 still had plenty of ideas to make galaxies / even universes out of. Granted, I also didn't like the whole, you gotta select the type of galaxy you're going to, kind of like a main map, compared to the spacecraft that you traveled on in Galaxy 1. But still, overall, it is still an amazing game with amazing platforming challenges. And come on, the battles between Mario and Bowser in those games, they are truly, truly special. This decade has also seen Blizzard make a huge jump from PC to consoles. And I'm talking about with Overwatch. Yes, I know Blizzard games are better on PC. They just perform better. Everything about Blizzard games on PC are better than they are on consoles. I get that. But Overwatch was something truly special to me. You get to pick different types of heroes with different types of classes, all unique to that hero's personality. And you get to go up against another team. And at that time when Overwatch first came out, you only had another hero type game called Battleborn, and that was not hot at all. So Blizzard made something really, really special at the time, and it's still going. The reason why it's not really on my top 10 list is because there's no single player mode. There will be with Overwatch 2, but that comes out later on in the decade, maybe 2022, 2021, 2023, I have no idea. So honestly, Overwatch, still an amazing game. I think it would have been better with single player since Blizzard makes all those amazing cinematic type of movies. Look, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for not having these two games on my top 10, but Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey are truly special games for the Nintendo Switch. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild changes how I view Legend of Zelda, and it's still not my favorite. Wind Waker is still my favorite Legend of Zelda game. I just wasn't that attached to Breath of the Wild. I think it looks beautiful. The ways on how you can go anywhere in the whole Hyrule Kingdom is truly amazing. It brings an old concept back, but it's also new again at the exact same time, and that is something that's truly, truly special. Super Mario Odyssey, in my opinion, is just like Super Mario 64, but I think Super Mario 64 is still a better game than Super Mario Odyssey. I still enjoyed it, but there's just a lot of things missing compared to Mario Galaxy and Mario 64. Granted, I will say this though, Super Mario Odyssey is a lot better game than Super Mario Sunshine. Another game which I wish the story was a bit better on, but the online is truly something amazing, and it's still going and still making just billions of dollars for this company, is Grand Theft Auto 5. I loved Grand Theft Auto 4. I loved the whole story with Nico and the different types of characters you get to meet and how long it was. GTA 5 is just like that, but to me, I felt like it just felt short in some areas. Now, GTA Online is truly just, it's a beast of its own, honestly. You can do bank heists, have your own apartment, cause destruction with friends, so much PvP. There's just so much to it, and it's still going on, making Rockstar games billions upon billions of dollars. I truly think that we would never see GTA 6 for a very, very long time. I put Splatoon 2 on honorable mentions and not the first Splatoon, because Splatoon 2 fixed all the issues I had with Splatoon 1. Granted, Splatoon 1 single player is far superior than Splatoon 2, but Splatoon 2 introduced a whole bunch of new weapons like dual wielding, whole bunch more of new abilities, new maps, returning maps. It's an amazing esports like game. If you are sleeping on Splatoon 2 and you own a Switch, please don't. Buy it. Buy the DLC even. That's something that I want to buy and play. I need to buy and play the DLC. Splatoon 2 is truly Nintendo's best multiplayer game, and if they're working on Splatoon 3, I'm excited. Splatoon has honestly been one of my most favorite Nintendo franchises, and it's a new IP from Nintendo. That to me is mind-boggling. I remember people on the internet freaking out about this game, or how to solve this game, or playable teaser, PT, or as it was going to be called, Silent Hills. You play as Norman Reedus, or his character, and you have to try and discover these mysteries of what happened in this house. Sounds kind of okay on paper, but really the type of puzzles and the type of atmosphere that this playable teaser created was something truly special. It was also really special to see everyone online working with each other, trying to get the answers, and then at the very end we see Norman Reedus make an appearance. Hideo Kojima making a brand new Silent Hills game. Too bad that this game never came to fruition. It all ended thanks to Konami and Kojima's relationship not being the best. But still, PT should deserve some credit, since a playable teaser can make the internet go ablaze and have people working with each other and create such huge hype for a franchise that should return. I cannot stop giving Sakurai so much credit when it comes to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, in my opinion, is the best fighting game that has ever came out. The issue why it's not on my top 10 list is because I did not like the single player that much. I wish they added an all-star mode, an actual all-star mode to the game, and I wish they had character trophies. But the type of characters and all the DLC fighters and pretty much all the type of balancing that they have to do with all of these characters is truly something amazing, and it takes a lot of talent. That's why Sakurai and his team should be given so many props for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I cannot wait for the upcoming DLC fighters. Hopefully we will learn sooner rather than later. And the last game for my honorable mentions is Fallout New Vegas. I think Fallout New Vegas is better than Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. And definitely Fallout 76. Fallout New Vegas is made from the team at Obsidian, the makers of The Outer Worlds. Fallout New Vegas is about the lone survivor making his or her name, figuring out who killed him or her and left them for dead out in Las Vegas. It has a special place in my heart since I am from Nevada, and I actually really like the story and the type of different companions you make and the different sides that you will have to choose and how each side has a different impact to the main story. That is something that is amazing writing and amazing choices. Granted, graphically and dealing with glitches, it wasn't the best, but I still had a lot of fun with Fallout New Vegas. The issue that I have though, and why it's on my top 10 list, I just did not like the DLCs at all. They were not like Fallout 3 DLCs. So with all those honorable mentions out of the way, we can finally get to the top 10 list of the best games of the 2010 to 2019 decade, starting with number 10. I wasn't really the biggest Dark Souls or Demon Souls type of fan until Bloodborne came out. Bloodborne, you create your own type of hunter and honestly just kill demons and kill monsters. I really don't know what else to say about this game. This game is just like Demon Souls and or Dark Souls, but it is set to a more gothic type of environment, and I really like that more than the whole medieval or even samurai type of environment like Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. I feel like Bloodborne was its own type of magic. It was really unique to, honestly, the PS4. I don't think that we will ever get a sequel to Bloodborne, but yet again, what Bloodborne had was truly unique. The environment was beautifully made. The monsters and the enemies were all difficult because it's a Dark Souls type of game, but they were all had their own unique touch to the environment and to how to defeat them as well. The story was amazing, the type of weaponry that I would get throughout the whole game, the way how I have to train up my characters by killing different types of enemies, getting these type of blood vials. And even if I die, just like all the other Dark Souls / Demon Souls type of games, I have to go back, go find that enemy, and try to kill them again to regain my blood vials. And if I die before then, well, they're gone forever. If you're not the biggest Dark Souls or Demon Souls type of fans, try out Bloodborne. It's exclusive to PS4, which, like I said before, I never think that we're ever going to get Bloodborne 2 or anything just like Bloodborne. I just felt like Bloodborne overall was more of a challenge compared to Dark Souls, and I felt like it had more of a guidance compared to Demon Souls. It just sucks though that Bloodborne is probably the only game out of that franchise we will ever receive. Maybe Bloodborne 2 might come out? I don't know. Hopefully. Number 9. There had to be a Pokemon game on this list. And if Pokemon Diamond and Pearl didn't come out in 2007, they would have been on this list. But honestly, I've always had this type of debate in my head. I was always trying to decide which generation is better. Generation 4 or Generation 5? And the more I think about it, I believe Pokemon Black and White are better games. And here are a couple reasons why. They introduced brand new battle mechanics to the Pokemon franchise. For example, rotation battles. You would go against, I believe, up to 3, maybe even 4 different types of trainers, and each trainer would have their own turn. You can also attack whoever you wanted to attack. Triple battles is just 3-on-3 Pokemon with one trainer, which I thought was truly unique, and I wish they would have kept that going. But sadly they didn't. It just stayed in Generation 5. The story is actually quite compelling. The story of N and his father and what his monstrous father has done to him is something that is just speechless in a Pokemon game. N as an antagonist and even as a Pokemon character is one of the best characters that Game Freak and the Pokemon Company has ever created. The type of Pokemon in this game as well, I get it, they're trying to go back to Generation 1, but 155 brand new Pokemon at the time were introduced. Granted, not all of them were slam dunks, since some of them are made out of inanimate objects, like ice cream, sword, that kind of stuff, but majority of the Pokemon fit really well. And at the time when these games first came out, I was going through a rough patch in my life since I was in high school, but now playing them again, I really like the Pokemon designs and the type of abilities and moves that these Pokemon have. Honestly, I'm more of a Zekrom person than a Reshiram, but yet again, I respect both legendary Pokemon. The reason why Black and White 2 are not on this list is because I just like the original story better. Black and White 2 introduced brand new concepts as well, but they never have really taken off as, say, some of the concepts in Black and White. Number 8. Bayonetta 2 is a prime example of how a company should treat a sequel. Granted, I'm more of a fan of long-haired Bayonetta than short-haired Bayonetta, but Bayonetta 2 is all about saving her companion, Jun, which Jun is kidnapped by demons that come from hell. This game, honestly, I know the story sounds kind of like, alright, whatever, it's another, in a way, damsel in distress, but it's way more compelling than that. It's up to Bayonetta to save Jun from the demons coming from hell. The gameplay in this game is just something that every single action-adventure type of game should be. The different type of combos that Bayonetta can pull with her hair, of course, is just truly, really unique, awe-inspiring, and something that is just, to me, it's just magic on the screen. Unfortunately, Bayonetta 2 came out during the Wii U era, and it was one of the best games on the Wii U, but it has been ported over to the Nintendo Switch with the original Bayonetta as well. Granted, I'm not that big of a fan of the Nintendo costumes that were added with it, but yet again, if you have a Nintendo Switch or still even a Wii U, you should definitely play Bayonetta 2, and if you can, play the original Bayonetta. It's still an amazing game with an amazing artwork and amazing music. That music in that game, in both games actually, is really unique, and I'm hoping Bayonetta 3 will come out soon. We've heard nothing else about that game, and it's kind of making me worry a little bit. Number 7. Persona 4 Golden was the entry point with me in the Persona franchise. Then Persona 5 came out, and it all changed for me. That game is just amazing. The anime art style, the gameplay and graphical art style, the story, the music, the mini games that you would do when you're not studying for exams and when you're not changing people's hearts. And that's really the thing that I like about Persona 5. It's different compared to other Persona games. In Persona 5, you make a group of teenagers pretty much in a way, and they're changing the hearts of people that they may know closely or just random strangers completely. And that is something that's really powerful in its own way. The idea of trying to change someone's heart, trying to bring them out of the darkness and into the light. It's, in a way, inspiring. I just love Persona 5. Everything that Persona 4 did, Persona 5 does 20 times better. If you are a huge fan of JRPGs and you've never played a Persona game in your life, play Persona 5, or even wait until Persona 5 R The Royal. I believe it comes out March 30th. I'm so pumped for that game. I'm really, really excited to replay majority of the adventure, but also have a new character and have some new chapters in the game. I'm just really, really excited. Number 6. I don't think there's any other type of game that I've played more of right from the get-go than The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. To be honest, before I played this game, I really haven't played that much of The Elder Scrolls. I played a tiny bit of Oblivion, didn't really like it as much, and kind of just shrugged and left the whole franchise alone. Then Skyrim came out, and my gosh, I love this game. This game, granted, it has its issues with glitches, and even some of the side quests and some of the main storyline is not really that interesting. But the type of character that I wanted to be, I can be. I can make that character. I can be someone who wants to use dual wielding weapons and know a bit of archery and some fire and know a little bit of restoration magic to restore some of my health and even stamina. I can do that. I can create any type of character that I want and go anywhere that I want in this game. And honestly, dragons are really cool, and I'm a big fan of dragons. It's just defeating a whole bunch of them after over and over again and again, trying to get their power and no unique type of shouts. That is something that is unique. I never really thought that I would shout like a dragon, honestly. And like I said before, dragons are pretty cool. Number 5. Storytelling in gaming has changed dramatically. And in my opinion, I think Naughty Dog's The Last of Us. The story between Joel and Ellie is truly amazing, and how each character had to save each other is truly inspiring. The world of The Last of Us is really unique. Instead of original zombies, you have to deal with these zombie-like creatures called clickers, which are really unique because they make this little clicking noise when you are near them or when they are near you. But the main antagonists in this game, they are not the clickers. They're actually humans trying to get a hold of Ellie because they believe that Ellie is the cure to this whole apocalypse going on. The ending is truly amazing. How Joel makes all those rash decisions, and I'm thinking to myself, wait, am I the enemy? Is Joel the enemy this whole time? This game is truly, truly unique, and I cannot wait for Last of Us Part 2 that is coming out later this year. Number 4. Sonic the Hedgehog is back. But the main issue with my statement that I just said is that it's only 2D Sonic. 3D Sonic is still a bit of a mess right now. Sonic Mania. This game has really rejuvenated how I felt about 2D Sonic games. I love Sonic Mania. When it first got announced, how we could play as Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and now even more characters with Sonic Mania Plus. This game's art style is beautiful. It holds that old school Sonic, Sega Genesis type of style that I wish they never left with Sonic the Hedgehog Episode 4. The game runs and plays so smoothly with all of the characters. It just boggles my mind that someone else who is not even really affiliated with Sega can make a better 2D Sonic game than Sega and the Sonic team can. Man, I hope they can go back to good 3D Sonic games, but something tells me that they won't anytime soon, and I'm hoping that they make a sequel to Sonic Mania. I'm hoping that there's more Sonic Mania type of games, or just different types of Sonic the Hedgehog games based around Sonic Mania's art style and gameplay. Sonic Mania, I'm so glad it exists. Number 3, my most favorite Metal Gear Solid character is Raiden. Raiden is super interesting to me. I'll be honest as well, Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots was my entryway point to the Metal Gear Solid franchise, and I know some of you are probably thinking that is it's sad, and you're probably thinking I was probably lost throughout the whole game. And yeah, you know what? No. You're right. I was lost during it. But Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance was something that I truly wanted. It was a game all about Raiden. Yes, it takes place after the Guns of the Patriots, so it's not really, a background story during that time. It takes place after, and I'm a-okay with that. Just the type of character Raiden is, the type of characters that we go up against. I really loved each and one of those bosses. Monsoon was probably one of my most favorite boss ever to go up against. Also, the music in this game is just amazing. Rules of Nature, I still listen to that song to this day. I can still jam out to it. And also, this game was made by Platinum Games. They know how to use swords in video games and how to capture the essence of a ninja cyborg. This game, granted, is probably really cheap now since it was back on the PS3 and Xbox 360, and with Konami being Konami, there's no way that there will be a sequel or even a remake or even a port to this game. But if you still own a PS3 and or Xbox 360, you need to buy this game. You need to buy this game and play it, especially if you're a big action adventure hack and slash type of fan like I am. This game was amazing. Number 2, honestly, I believe we would never get another Advance Wars type of game ever again, especially with Fire Emblem Three Houses. This game completely changed how I felt about the franchise, and I completely loved this franchise before this game. Now, I don't really want to go into detail on why it's my number 2, since this game was my game of the year for 2019, so I'm literally going to say every single thing again that I did in that video for this one. But I will just say this about the story. It is one story, but it is a different perspective depending on which type of territory you choose. So for example, I chose the Black Eagles. It explains Eldegard's kind of past and then how she's trying to rule the Empire and is in a way kind of the enemy. Yeah, I really want to play as the other 2 territories and see what their perspectives are, because I haven't just yet. This game, in my opinion, has high replayability value, and I love this game. Everything about it is amazing. The voice acting, the writing, the story, the gameplay, the personalities of each and every one of your students. To me, it's just really remarkable how this game came to be. Number 1, I love Animal Crossing. It is one of my most favorite Nintendo franchise, heck, even one of my most favorite franchises of all time when it comes to video gaming. Let me explain Animal Crossing New Leaf on the Nintendo 3DS. It starts off just like every other Animal Crossing game. You talk to a certain type of animal, in this game, Rover, who explains what type of city / town you're going to, your name, your gender, all of that kind of stuff. But then when you arrive to your town, they mistake you for the new mayor, even though Tortimer has kind of retired and gone to an island to relax. So as the mayor of this town, you have to make sure you add new installments of bridges, windmills, even a lighthouse, all different types of varieties that you get to choose from to make your villagers happy. And of course, there's still Tom Nook and all the other shops, but this time they're more up in their own little shopping strip area instead of being all around the town just like in past Animal Crossing games. This game is brilliant. The idea of you being your own mayor is truly amazing. I was afraid when this game first came out that it was just going to be another Animal Crossing game, like Animal Crossing Wild World 2.0, but no. It has completely changed how I felt about Animal Crossing. Everything about Animal Crossing from the past is in this game. And since it's on the Nintendo 3DS, and yes, they wanted something to do with the steps that you walked when you carried around your Nintendo 3DS, something that didn't really catch on for that long, you were able to redeem Nintendo items. That is something that was missing in Wild World but on the Wii, but really no one played Animal Crossing City Folk. That game to me was a bit disappointing. Animal Crossing New Leaf has opened the doors of what they can do with Animal Crossing. And with Animal Crossing New Horizons, they have not ran out of any ideas. No idea is out of the imagination when it comes to this team. Animal Crossing New Horizons is going to be truly something special. That game comes out in March. In the meantime, if you have a Nintendo 3DS and if you've not at all played an Animal Crossing game, play Animal Crossing New Leaf. That game is just truly, truly amazing. It is the best game of this decade, no doubt about that. This decade was truly a special decade for gaming. Now we move on to the next decade with 2 brand new powerful consoles. This decade is going to be amazing. Until then, see you guys on the next video.